All right, well, now's time for my favorite part in the evening. This is where I get to sit back and learn. I get my notepad and paper out. I'll need a Genius scan after this if I'm writing notes. This is where we have our guest speaker tonight is Jacqui Hutton. Now, Jacqui and I have only met for the first time today. Well, we've actually only spoken for the first time today, but we've met online and we're both in each other's groups and seen each other in action. But there was something really intriguing about Jacqui that I thought she'd be great to come along here as a guest speaker. She's a digital marketer, so she's got a business called Smile Media. But just a few weeks ago, she set a challenge there. And that was a marketing challenge. And if you go to her Facebook profile, you'll see her updates there. You'll see when she set the challenge. And what it was that she had clients there that whinged and moaned that, you know, these marketing strategies don't work. They're too hard. You know, they're not getting any results. So Jacqui put her mouth, her money where her mouth is. And she set a challenge, and that was to start a brand new business, to learn a brand new skill, and then to get fully booked in 30 days or less. So she spent some time there learning hypnotherapy and NLP. And while she was doing that, she also put into play her marketing strategies to go and get fully booked. Now, I have to say that the initial few days with it all, nothing worked. So just like, you know, lots of business owners out there, maybe you've had this experience as well. You know, you've tried all of these marketing strategies that all of these good people come and talk about on events like this here, but all you get is crickets. Well, guess what? Jacqui got crickets as well too. So, but she was persistent enough to find something that worked. She came across this platform called Bark, and not only did she get booked out in less than 30 days, she was actually booked out in 14 days, half of the time, you know, half the time that she'd actually set herself. And so she is seeing clients, and when you go and have a look at her Bark profile, she'll show us that later on. You will see that when I last looked, which is earlier today, she had 38 bookings in Bark. I think she's got more than that now. She was just telling me she had another one earlier on today. And remember, this is a startup business, no experience in this industry, and there were no excuses for not getting booked. So everyone that struggles with lead generation and getting new customers, this here is your night, because within the next 30 days, if you listen to Jacqui, then it's possible that you too could be booked out for weeks ahead as well too. So let's put our hands together for a big virtual round of applause to welcome onto stage Jacqui Hutton.
Thank you. What a great introduction. And yeah, I'm so excited to get started. The slides were, I did a webinar on this morning. So the slides were made originally for that webinar. So if I need to improvise, please just bear with me on that. But yeah, no, super grateful to be speaking here. Feel free to, during it, just unmute yourself if you have any questions and just say it. Feel free to just say questions when they come up. That's more than fine. I'm here to pretty much, I want to show you this platform that I used, like Nick said, to get fully booked in NLP in 14 days. And I'll tell you exactly how I did it. And I'm excited to show you because it's this shiny new tool and it's working so well. So let's get started. Okay. Okay, can someone unmute themselves and let me know what they're seeing?
All good. Can see you're fully booked using Bark screen. Brilliant.
Okay. So tonight, we'll be going through this strategy. So it's a three-part strategy that I use to get fully booked on Bark. And I'll be going through it in detail, so don't worry too much. But this is just kind of the big picture. There will also be a lot of jokes throughout it. So this one's like, you know, anyone sitting there like, oh, I wish I took a screenshot or a photo. Don't worry, because we'll go through it. So just to introduce myself. So as Nick said before, I became fully booked in NLP in 14 days. And it was such a crazy experience. So pretty much I have been in marketing for about 6 years. And pretty much I've been doing a lot of funnels. I've been doing a lot of video marketing, a lot of the, you know, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, TikTok, Google SEO. I've tried a lot. And the reason I wanted to learn NLP and hypnosis is because I saw it as a really valuable skill that I would be able to use to help clients with. And I also just kind of wanted to, as Nick said, prove that I could walk my talk. I knew it would be a really good way of showcasing myself too. So I set a challenge online and did Facebook Lives every single day for 30 days. I started from scratch, not knowing anything to do with NLP. I studied a course while doing it. It was ridiculous. It was a lot of work. And then I also set out the job and the task to actually get booked in it. It was a big journey. So I want to show you exactly how I got to the other side and what I found, because upon finishing that challenge, I found new things that I wouldn't have had at the start. You know, it's kind of like when you put yourself in a situation where you have no excuse but to find the solution starts to show up, and sometimes in ways that you don't expect. And does anybody, just by unmuting themselves, why do you reckon I had to make it work with this challenge I set for myself, getting fully booked in NLP in 30 days?
But you told everybody you were going to do it.
Yeah. And as a marketer, what would that have done if I didn't succeed? Anybody?
Big friends.
Lowered your
Negative
credibility.
responses.
Oh.
We had a couple people, but I'm going to assume we said the same thing. So it pretty much would have made me look like a phony, right? If I claim I'm a marketer and I can't get my own clients, it would make me look like a phony. So it was a lot of pressure and accountability. And because I put that pressure on myself, I was able to get through it. So a lot of people, though, have said that Bark doesn't work. Has anyone heard this? Yeah, we've got some raising hands. I'm just scrolling through the pictures. Yeah, I saw a couple nods and raising hands. So pretty much, oh, if I just move this over. So pretty much for Bark, with Bark, some people have found it doesn't work. It's just because they're not doing the right strategy. It's kind of like you can give, you know, a lottery. You can get anyone to win the lottery, right? But most likely, if they're not already a millionaire, they'll just go and spend it straight away. Have you heard that? How anyone who wins the lottery actually ends up broke? How does that work? It's because they don't have the strategy to handle that money. It's the same thing. I could give you the lottery, which is Bark, heaps of leads. But if you don't have that strategy to actually what to do with them, how to filter them so you're only getting the good ones, and how to maximize the conversion, that's where it kind of falls over. Anyway, so I've also got a lot of mixed responses about doing this and sharing this topic. So here's an example of a Facebook post that was used to promote getting clients from Bark. So it's just a post. It talks about, you know, do you want to learn this skill? And this is what people said. So they said, it's great, but I can't get on with it. I don't think anyone rates them here in the UK. Well done though. Bark is a scam. Then we've got someone else who says, I've gotten 525 clients from Bark in the past 16 months and looks interesting. So I think it's fantastic, but it's very much absolutes. People either say, I'm fully in or not. And it's pretty much just that lottery analogy, in my opinion. But so in summary, I've received a lot of mixed responses about teaching this. But everyone I've showed it to has had incredible responses. So this is Della. This is a screenshot. She's just doing incredibly well. So here she just says, like, bloody hell, she's booked 3 more in. So 3 more clients in. So that's 7 for week 1. And in that, 6 paid sessions, 1 free. So she's making it work, and she is actually on track. She's working, actually, no, I won't say that because that's private, but she's doing really, really well. And then we've got this other client. So these are both therapist clients, but we'll go into how Bark you can get marketing clients. You can get all these different clients. These are just the ones I've showed it to so far. So this is Rosalind. She spent an hour, and within that hour, she called 10 people from Bark. And of those 10 people, 6 people didn't answer. A few were driving, were like, can you call back later? And then one person booked in straight away. So it's really easy. Because see how like just spending 1 hour and you get one paying client, rather than so many other marketing strategies these days, you have to spend so many times and so much time it's not even guaranteed. Whoops, wasn't meant to.
So I'd love to know.
You can watch that later if you want. But anyway, let's get started. So as Nick said before, I set a challenge for myself to get fully booked in NLP in 30 days because I wanted to learn the skill. And I also just wanted to prove to everyone that had nonsense excuses that marketing didn't work. I just kind of wanted to lead by example, and I didn't want to be another one of those marketing coaches that just kind of says stuff, but they don't walk their talk. So that was my motivation. And obviously I didn't write this slide, but as Nick said before, I managed to do it in 14 days. And here is step-by-step what happened. So day one, I announced it online, and I just let everyone know I was running this challenge because I was sick of people just doubting themselves and doubting whether marketing worked today, because it does, and it always has, and it always will. Day 1, 2, 3, I got 0 results. We all know that feeling when, you know, you're trying, but you're not getting any results. I was setting up these marketing campaigns, and don't get me wrong, marketing campaigns are great, but they're a bit more of a long process. And I only had 30 days. So by day 4 and 5, I actually started to worry that I wouldn't be able to achieve this challenge in the 30 days because marketing campaigns can take months to set up and, you know, perfect and get them right. And I just didn't have the time. Plus my brain was exhausted from learning the NLP and hypnosis course I was doing. Plus at the same time, I was also moving house. So I was like physically drained from moving house and, you know, moving all the furniture, packing boxes. And I was mentally drained from learning the new content that I actually couldn't even think creatively about how to market myself. It was a little bit, I dug a hole and I was just sitting in a hole, and I started to, you know, get really worried that I couldn't make it work. So 6, 7, 8, I was pretty much just hanging in there, hoping that something would work and that something would just reveal itself to me. So day 9 and 10, I was exhausted. I had a break. I got one client, but it was through my network. So it was through my network I'd already built of marketing clients someone who'd already knew me bought a service for therapy. And everything changed on day 11. So what happened is I got introduced to this platform called Bark, and it was incredible. So at first I thought, I'd been previously told about Bark a year ago and I didn't do anything about it, but I was in a time of desperation. I had to find something to work. So I got told about Bark on day 11. I got told that Bark would solve my problem and I would get clients and I would be able to finish my challenge. So I signed up, created a profile. I pretty much used all of my marketing skills to make it work. Plus I got a lot of really good advice of how to actually make Bark work, how to set it up right. And it worked. So I got 16 clients booked. And then the next days 13 and 14, I was fully booked by day 14. So it just kind of all turned around really fast. And even to this date, like my second client that I booked in, she is still seeing me. So I saw her on last Sunday for a session. And she was the second person I ever booked in from Bark from this strategy. So it's kind of like, it didn't just get, you know, results for then and there, but some of the clients stayed for just a short period, but others have stayed this whole time. And it's just that compound effect of just building up clients. And I was even saying to Nick before I jumped on the Zoom with him, just before the start of this, I booked in another one through Bark. And when I was running this webinar earlier today, I was running it with another business partner friend who, while he was speaking, I went and booked in another Bark client because I was like, I don't need to pay attention. I know the content. I'm bored. If I was honest, I was a bit bored. So I was like, you know what? My phone's here. I'm going to call someone up. And I did it. And then I came on and I was like, guess what? The irony. So it's kind of, yes, it got me fully booked in 14 days, but it's the ongoing effect is brilliant. And as a marketer and as someone who's tried so many other things, it's just so much easier. Like to not have to put in the effort to running a marketing campaign and instead just to be given like the leads of people that have asked for that service so that I can just call them up and book them into my calendar. I hate wasting time. So for my personality, it works a lot better. So I didn't write these slides, so go me. A lot of joke slides throughout, but it wasn't easy and I did have a plan. So this is the plan I used and we'll be going through it. It's 3 parts. So you need all 3 parts if you want to make this work. It kind of, if you were to rate, so there's 3 circles, the script, Bark, using that platform as a lead generation and client generation, and then also doing therapy on yourself are the 3 parts you need to make this work. And you pretty much, if you were to go through all of those, you know, how it's segmented into another 3 parts, if you were to go through them all right now and rate yourself from, you know, 1 to 10 for each part, what would you rate yourself? Because if you're not getting 10s on every single section here, that's why it's, you know, not working the way you want it to. So you might be waiting for the plan any minute now. Yep, the plan's coming. So it's 3 parts. So first is using Bark for lead generation. Second is the scripts. And third is therapy on yourself. This is an attack. We all should do therapy on ourselves. Let's get started. Okay. So the first step is Bark, and I'm just going to walk you through it. So what you do with Bark is you go and you create a professional account. I've got a link. You can use it if you want. It pretty much, it's about you pay for the leads. So if you want a customer, you pretty much just pay a certain amount of credits to get that customer. If you use the link I've got, it's a referral link. It gives you some bonus credits. So you can get an extra customer on top of that which anyone else could get, if that makes sense. Okay. So let's go through it. So as you can see, where it says Bark, there's 3 parts below it. So there's 3 parts to Bark that you need to get right to make this work, that I've found by just really going hard at this. So the first is the profile. So your profile. The second is setting up filters. And the third is alerts. So your Bark profile. So to get started, like I said, you need to create a professional account on Bark. Bark has Bark Australia, Bark New Zealand, Bark America. So you go to the right country version of this account using the referral link, and you pretty much just follow the steps. It says, and it prompts you, like, what service do you provide? So if you're in marketing, you would put marketing. If you're in therapy, you would put therapy. Web design, you would put web design. You just fill it out so that it knows what leads to give you. Here's the link. I sent it to you, Nick. So you've got this referral link. If anyone, we can copy and paste it into the chat. Like I said before, you pretty much just buy a credit pack from Bark. This gives you bonus on top. So this, you can get an extra free customer. Okay. Here's an example of my Bark profile. And the things I want to point out just to make yours work when you go to do it is you need your business name. You need the about section. So this is important, the about section, just to talk about, to position yourself as an expert, as why they should come to you. Talk about your niche here. Talk about why you can help and how you can help. You'll need a photo of yourself. They want to know you're a real person and they want to see there's a person behind this business. You'll need some reviews. So this is just for credibility. Accreditation, so if you've got any qualifications, include them too, once again, just for credibility. Bark will also ask some question and answers. So follow that along too. So it will just prompt you. It will say things like, why do you do the business you do? And you just put in like a simple short answer, just to build a lot of rapport from anyone viewing your profile. And lastly, you just list your services. So these are all the things you actually need to tick off, just like a checklist. It's not hard, just to make sure your profile is highly optimized. There's an example. I can send this to you later, but that's my profile if you just want to go have a look at it. The next bit is filters. So with Bark, the way to make it work is using filters. So the first filter you can do is if you're location based, you can do it a certain location. So this way you only get clients who are in the right proximity. I personally see clients online. So I actually choose only clients who want online services. That way I'm not dealing with anyone else that just wants to see someone in person. Here's a super tip. Don't just say anybody and be like, you'll wing it, let's just see who you'll get. Instead, take your time and think about what you're going to do here. Because here's just a little joke. Setting up filters gives you better leads for your money. If someone's like, nah, I'll wing it, I'll see what happens. It's kind of, you know, like putting a stick in your bike. And then that's when people say Bark's a scam. So don't do that. Set up filters and make sure that the leads you're getting through this are just perfect for you. And they're leads that are good for you, but maybe not for others. So some other filters is you can filter what type of service. So at first you might say, for example, if you are a therapist, you might say something like hypnotherapy, but then you can be more specific after that for depression, anxiety, quit smoking. Same with anything else. You might be in design, but then you might want to get even more specific with your filters. You might want to do web design, logo design. You know what I mean? So get really specific so that you get as many of the right leads as possible. And the other really great thing that you can do that is really important is filter questions. So I get Bark leads that are right for me and not right for a lot of other people, because they're people that only want to see someone online because, you know, sometimes they're injured, sometimes they're really busy with work, or sometimes they're really shy. There's a lot of reasons, but I get people that only want to see people online, which is perfect for me and my online business. But I've also made it so I only get people requesting to work with a female. If there's a lead that only wants to work with a female and you're a male, it's a waste of money you approaching them, right? Some clients are specific about that, and that's their choice. It's just really great that you can filter it so that you only attract the right people. The other thing I do is I only get clients from Bark that have ticked the box of I'm ready to hire now. I only get those people because there's another box. The other box says I'm planning and researching. And if you get the I'm planning and researching clients, they're pretty much just time wasters. Whereas I only get the ones that are ready to hire right now, which is why my conversion rate's a lot better than others. So it's kind of like Bark is just a business that provides leads and you pay for them. So you might pay $10 for the lead, you might pay $15 for the lead. But if your ROI is great, so maybe your service is $200, or maybe you're selling a website that's $5,000, it makes it worth your money. But the thing is, this is just about your time. You don't want to be, sorting through hours and hours, sorting through all of these leads that aren't even right for you. So just set this up. It only takes 2 minutes. And then you literally only get the leads notifying you that are fully aligned with your business. It's really, really great, which is why today when I'm, doing guest speaking today, and then in the morning I did a webinar, and in between I spoke to clients, I was still able to book and Bark leads because I got notified that leads that are good for me came in, and then I called them up. It was 5 minutes. I booked them in. I took the deposit. So they've actually already paid as well. So if you're paying for Bark leads, set up filters so you've got the highest quality. And just another thing I want to say here as well, and I'll, open this up to everybody. But one thing I've learned by just being in marketing for about 6 years is that with marketing, you either pay for new clients or pay for leads with either your time or your money. Sometimes you might get a referral, but generally it's either your time or money, and it's your choice. So you're either paying for it in your time and spending a lot of time on, social media, and that's fine, that works. Setting up campaigns and things like that, if that's your choice. Or you can pay for it with money, and you can use things like Google or Facebook ads or Bark. So it's kind of like, yes, you have to pay for the Bark leads, maybe $10 or $15 for the client, but it's either that or your time. So that's why I prefer Bark. Does everyone agree with that? That you either pay for Bark with your time or money? Just like nod your head. Yeah. It's just one thing I've gone to notice. At first, when I learned marketing, I tried to find a loophole. Surely you don't need either. No, it's just not true. You're either paying for it with your time or money. Every expert in every industry is doing one of them. The best experts, they're just putting a lot of money on ads, let's be honest. And they're making it work, and that's completely fine. Okay, so the biggest thing though I get at this point though is people thinking, but I don't want to sit at my computer all day doing this. And that's fair, neither do I. You might be wondering, how will I know when I have a new lead? Like, you don't want to sit at your computer all day and just wait for leads to come, right? We use alerts. So the last part of setting up Bark that's really great is setting up alerts. And you can choose whatever works best for you. You can do this through email. So you get an email notification when a new lead comes in. My preferred method though is I actually get a notification on my phone. So whenever a new Bark lead comes in, I get a pop-up on my phone that says there's this new lead. And it's really easy because it's very passive, and I can just decide in the moment, do I want to call them or not? And that's it. That's pretty much it. So I've just set it up so my phone notifies me, just like a text message. If someone was to text you, you would get a pop-up on your phone. It's the same, but with Bark. It'll say Sophia is looking for therapists in this location. So here's just a game plan. So if you do want to use Bark, I 100% recommend it. I think it's brilliant. As a marketer who's done, so much different types of marketing exploration, I really like the simplicity of Bark. I like the ease. So this is just some rules that I've come across. Follow these, otherwise you're gonna not like the results. So here's the game plan. So a client who's, filled out a Bark form in 20 minutes ago is most likely to book in with you. So what that means is Bark will say, this person requested marketing or website design 20 minutes ago or 16 minutes ago. If it's less than 20 minutes, contact them. If it's greater than 20 minutes, let it go. Does anyone know why? Just unmute yourself.
They probably will have already received a number of calls from other people by then.
Spot on.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So it's lowering the competition. Get in fast, get rid of the competition is pretty much all it is. That's also how you can get just the most money for your dollar, the most clients for your dollar. The other thing too is Bark gives each lead up to 4 competitors. So I recommend, for the exact same reason, only contacting a lead if they haven't been contacted by anyone else yet, at least for the start, until you've mastered it. So only contact leads. It will tell you very clearly, this lead has been contacted by 2 people. Nah, not interested. They've probably already booked it with them. So only contact the new leads that haven't been contacted by anyone else, and only pay for the leads that say they will say the text underneath, ready to hire. Or they might say, I'm thinking about it. Or they might say, I'm not sure yet. Only choose the ones that say, I'm ready to hire. They're literally telling you they're ready to spend money now. The next bit is just you'll get a request and information about the client. So reading it before buying the lead. So pretty much it's kind of like, it's a form with multiple fields, about 6 fields. It will say their name, what they need help with. So maybe it will say something like therapy, or maybe it will say web design. Then it will also have a paragraph, most likely, where they talk about their need in more detail. They might say, I have a new small business. I'm looking for just a 1-page website. So read about the lead before you buy it, so you can actually understand even more detail and even more insight if that lead's right for you. As I said before, only get the leads that are your gender associated, because some people just select that. So don't waste your time if it's just not the client's choice. And stay in your scope of practice. Only go for the leads that have requested your actual service. So like I said before, I get notifications on my phone, and it's literally just going through the settings. If you need help, I can help you set this up. But you can just turn it on and off. And Bark also has a mobile app. So the mobile app, so on your phone, if you install it, it notifies you when new leads come in. And that's probably the highlight of using Bark, because then you don't need to stay on your computer. So next is, oops. Oh, I skipped a slide. So the next bit is, I'm just looking at the time. Yep, easy. So the next bit is the script. So with the script with Bark, Bark lets you set up templates that are for text and email. And these templates are literally 1-click templates. So all you need to do is, when you buy a Bark lead, you click a button and it will automatically send that new lead that you've just bought an email and a text message, which is pretty amazing, because you've just done all of that work in the space of, a couple seconds. So definitely use that. It will just maximize your conversion. The other thing I recommend is most competitors that you'll have on Bark, just communicate via text and email. You'll get one ahead from your client if you call them. I have a practice script that I use, and I didn't include it in the slides because it will take too long. But if you do want to see it, let me know. But just make sure as soon as you buy the lead, you call them, because you just start doing the same thing that everyone else is doing, which is just messaging. And the last thing I recommend is using reminders. So reminders, both if they haven't booked in yet, you can send them another automated message being like, just a friendly follow-up. And after they've booked in, just a reminder before your session with them. And then the final part of the Venn diagram is the therapy. So with the therapy, it's really important I've helped a lot of clients with marketing for many years. And sometimes you can give a client the perfect strategy, but it's their past that's holding them back, or it's their limiting beliefs, or it's a bad mindset. So it's really important just to kind of ask yourselves these questions to see, is there anything that's kind of getting in the way that's causing any self-sabotage? Because if there is, by taking that away, you'll pretty much unclog the water pipe, and then a flood of results will come through. So even just think about this now. You don't need to write anything unless you want to. Just think about these questions. What stories have you been telling yourself in terms of marketing, in terms of sales? Have you been saying any stories to yourself as it doesn't work, or it's not a good time, or you don't have the time? Have you been saying anything that's not true? Do you have any limiting beliefs about anything? Maybe about Bark or any other marketing platform, because maybe you've tried something in the past and it didn't work. Just have a think about that. Then it's also the present. It's about thinking right now, as I just, asked this to encourage the thought. So if that was so, what are you going to do to change this? Because as we know, humans are creatures of habit, and we do the same thing every day almost. we run patterns, we say the same thing. We're actually, you know, not very conscious. We're living in our subconscious for 90% of the day, you know, doing the same thing again and again. It's like how we can get in a car and drive to a location without even thinking about it. So it's a matter of, if you don't do anything to change this, if you've got anything holding you back, 6 months down the line, you'll be doing the exact same thing. So it's about taking an action today. Doesn't matter what it is, but the action that's right for you to change this, to actually, even if you're doing well, what can you do to just take yourself to that next level? Because even businesses, you know, that are doing 500,000 a year or 1,000,000 a year, they're always looking to innovate. How can we, you know, make this stronger? What can we do? What can we change to, you know, make sure that the results are going to keep getting better, or even just maintain the results? And then this one, last one, is just for anyone that's doing therapy services. So this is just about actually delivering the service to your clients. And as we know, that's an easy one. So that's you delivering that service to your client after they've paid you, showing up, making sure you just do an amazing session and get referrals. And questions to ask yourself here is, and these are okay, it's fine to ask yourself these self-reflection questions. Just ponder, are you getting enough referrals and returning clients? If not, is there something you can do or change in your session, something you could add to get more referrals or more clients coming back? Maybe it's about adding another package to your offer. Maybe it's about actually at the end of your sessions, or at the end of when you're finished with a client, getting them to actually write down 3 names and numbers or people they recommend. What can you add to increase that number? Because as we know, it's so much easier to convert a referral than it is to convert someone who's never heard of you. That's just a fact. Good. So this is a summary of everything we've gone through. The 9 steps. It's been a lot. I'll just double check the time. We're good for time. You've done so well. Really good job, guys. So the last thing I would recommend is, if you have a pen and paper, just rating yourself. This will just help with your direction forward if you want to do it. Rating yourself all 9 out of 10. So if you go through every number and just rate yourself out of 10 for it. So obviously we're using Bark in this example as the lead generation, because every business needs a way of getting you clients, right? You need a stream of clients coming in. So if you don't have a Bark profile, obviously that's a 0 out of 10. If you don't have Bark filters set up yet, that's a 0, which is fine, because you can do that if you want to. And you don't have alerts yet, that's a 0 out of 10, but you know what to do next. But also just rate yourself, like in terms of your past, what would you rate yourself out of 10 for that? Would you say that, you know, you're holding on to things from the past that's leading to self-sabotage? Or would you say in the present, you're not being innovative enough? You guys have done so well. I don't know if Nick will be going through it. I do have an offer. Nick, do you want me to tell them about it, or were you planning to?
Yeah, definitely. You go ahead and let them know what it is.
Easy. So I do have an offer, of course. So it's called 30-day clients. So just how I did in 30 days, I did it in 14 days. But my offer is to help you get more clients in 30 days. And it is backed by, so Bark, when you use Bark and you sign up, Bark has a get hired guarantee, so that you actually, if you don't get a client, they pretty much let you start again and give you a fresh amount of leads. So it's a get hired guarantee. So with this 30-day clients, actually, if I'll just get it up. Yeah, that's easy. This program, 30-day clients, what I'll be doing is I'll be walking you through this process. So this is for anybody that wants help and just wants to get it done. Maybe you want to be, you know, do it right the first time and not just guess things. Maybe you want help with the templates and what to use, what wording to use in your automated text templates and email templates to maximize conversion. So I'll be walking you through this, and it's a hand-holding kind of thing. So it's 30-day clients. It's over a month with 4 sessions. So 4 one-on-one sessions where we'll do it on Zoom, where we'll set you up with a Bark account. I'll help you with the tech if you need the help. I'll help you with the wording. And then after that, it'll be, okay, we've got the account. It'll be calling the leads. So I'll help you with that strategy and just what to say on the calls. Here will also come in just the sales psychology of, you know, what to say on the calls to get the max conversion. Because if they're not buying from you, it's not because of your service is no good. They haven't tried your service. It's because your pitch wasn't any good, right? So they need to know, you need to do a good pitch in order to get that opportunity to actually help them. Because if they're not going to buy from you, they'll go buy from someone else. So what we'll do is I'll help you get started on Bark. I'll help you with the calls and calling people up. And then I'll also help you with the referral strategy to help that once you've finished a session, there's certain things you can do to actually maximize the amount of referrals you get. So it's just 10 payments of $97. Here's just everything you get. So the Bark leads, the 3-step client booking system script that I use and my clients use, and the referral strategy. I know it might be a little bit small, I'm sorry. And a mystery bonus, of course. Like I said before, the software I use is backed with the get hired guarantee. So there's no risk in joining, because I don't want anyone to feel that it won't work. It pretty much has to, because it's got a get hired guarantee. So even if, you know, something goes wrong the first time, which it hasn't actually before with me before or any of my other clients, you've got another go. So yeah, it's just 10 payments of $97, or if you want to pay up front, it's a discount of $824. So if you want to join, let me know and I'll help you with it. Thanks so much, Nick, for this opportunity. And I hope everybody got a lot of value out of this, because I sure know that I did by learning it.
Excellent. Thanks for that, Jacqui. We've put the link into chat to your program there. Is that all they need, or?
Yep, that's all they need. If anyone wants to talk to me about it, sometimes people have questions before joining. Feel free to, I'll just put maybe my email in it too. I'll put my email in the chat, and just feel free to email me. We can jump on the phone and organize a time if need so. Otherwise, everything's there.
Perfect. Sounds good as gold. All right. While Jacqui's doing that, has anyone got any questions or comments or any sort of things that they're not sure about here? I've got one comment here. That's from Rick, and he's asking, is it similar to High Pages? So I'm not sure whether you know what High Pages is, Jacqui.
High Pages. So unfortunately, I don't know what High Pages is yet. So if you could tell me a bit about High Pages and how it works, I'll be able to answer it, but I can look into it later.
So are you there, Rick? You there, Rick, to just to give us a quick description on sort of how you use High Pages? If not, I can give a quick description of it. So High Pages is often for tradies, and it is a lead platform where, you know, if you're in a trade, then you pay for leads. So people can come in as a customer, they can request, I know, plumbing services or building services. And in order to get the phone number and email details, then the business needs to pay for it.
Yeah, it sounds similar to Airtasker as well, and Fiverr to some degree.
The only difference with Airtasker and Fiverr is you do attract a different client.
Yeah.
That is a little bit more stingy, stereotypically, not always with the money.
Yeah.
So if you go onto Google, the way Bark origined, and this is just what I was told, but the way Bark actually came to be founded is the person who founded the company hired some of the leading Google SEO experts that used to work at Google. So the Bark CEO hired ex-Google workers to come work. And so that's pretty much kind of how it's doing so well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Excellent. Another question here from Craig. Do you want to, he's got his hand up. And then Debbie.
Hi, Jacqui. Thank you so much. That was a great presentation. Quick question around credits, because, and it might just be the area that I'm operating in, but I find that on Bark, on average, they're looking for somewhere between 20 and 25 credits, which amounts to about $50 a time, which would be fine if I was getting the business. But what I've seen in the past is that I would share out a fair amount of those credits and not have anything come back in. So you got any comments on that?
So first of all, there's if we imagine your business as like a pipe, you know, you go to the kitchen sink, you want to be able to turn the water on, and you also want to be able to turn it off. What we've got that you've just explained about is 2 clogs in your pipe. So the first clog is the credit cost. So like you said, yeah, 20 to 25. That is a lot more than what I've seen. So we could definitely have a look as to why that is. And I'll ask you some questions in a second. But the second clog is, and this is fine, this is just, you know, so that you can improve it. The second clog is the conversion. So it's a matter of working out what's happening after, you know, you purchase the lead as to why they're not buying. Because even if, you know, the credits were cheaper, if that bit isn't addressed, you will still just end up spending a lot of money. You know what I mean? Because you can pay less for a client, but less for credits for a client. But if you're not converting them, you're just going to end up with a big bill with Bark and not many results. So if we worked out and had a look at what's your sales script, are you using templates? Do you have a good follow-up strategy? And kind of found that broken link for the conversion, then after we do that, you'll be able to convert more of the credits, more of the clients that you've been spending 20 to 25 credits on. And then after that, I would also recommend working on the filters, working on how to change it so that instead of spending the 20 to 25 credits per client, can we get it down to 10? Yeah. So what's your business type?
I do videos, so commercial videos for people, which typically means that my target market is in this area. I'm happy to drive sort of 100 Ks or so, but it's certainly not online. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we can definitely speak about it more later if you like that answer and you wanted to hear more. I'm more than happy. But yeah, just because everyone else is maybe not completely relevant, we can speak about it one-on-one later if you want more help.
Thank you.
No worries.
You're on mute, Nick.
Thank you. I was just saying Debbie followed by Jeff.
I apologise that I was running late. I came straight from another meeting. Jacqueline, you probably said this earlier, so I apologise. What services is this for?
What services is Bark for?
Is Bark for? Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know all of them.
So for instance, I'm a business strategist.
So I'm pretty sure I've seen that. I haven't chosen it as a filter. We could find out pretty fast if you wanted to.
What's the target market of Bark?
So Bark is just they don't really have one target market. They have a lot of different ones. They've got like a list on their website of everything they cover. And all it is they put out a Google ad towards people that are Googling for that service.
So is it more consumer type or more business type or?
Oh yeah, okay. It's 50-50. So the way that kind of platform can sustain itself is they need to make sure that they've got 2 types of clients. They've got the people that are asking for the service of, say, business strategy or marketing service, but they've also got the people, the experts. So it's 50-50 because if they've got too many experts and not enough of the other one, Bark wouldn't survive.
Oh, no. What I mean is not the people in Bark, but the people looking to use Bark's service. The people who are looking to use the people on Bark.
Yeah.
Are they mostly business people or business owners, or are they consumer people, or are they?
Yeah, okay. So what I've seen so far, just from my experience, is more just the business people probably come in at 30%,
Okay.
and then just everybody else. So that's more business oriented strategy goals. And then everyone else that's not that is 70%
Okay.
from my experience. And my
Thank you for that.
That's
Thank
all
you.
Yeah, just following up on that, I was doing some Googling on what other sites are out there, and I've used HiPages and Airtasker, but I tend to, when I'm looking for someone to do gardening and maintenance work, HiPages seems to be where all the tradies are. And I just saw something a moment ago that HI might just stand for home improvement. and that'd be a good guide. Yeah.
Excellent. Thanks, Paul. Jeff, you've got your hand up.
I have. I've got a multitude of questions. They all run into each other. My first one is, guys, you'll obviously target a country. For example, if I targeted Australia, Jacqueline, would I be inclined to be on my phone? Doesn't matter. Would I be inclined to be on my phone, say, from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. to maximize and don't lose my bark contacts? I'm making sense. I can't be online at midnight. I want to sleep. Yeah.
Yeah.
But someone might reach out at midnight. You know. But I'm just saying I would tend to probably work 8 to 8 a.m. in the morning to 8 p.m. at night or thereabouts to get my leads in that time frame. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
And the same if I went to America, because I would personally chase America for a bigger dollar. Same service, 30% more money.
Yeah. So is your, sorry, it's been a big day. So your question is just about hours, like how many hours you'd need to be spending. Is that it?
Yeah, you don't want to be waking up with an alert at 10 o'clock at night or 11 o'clock at night when you're trying to sleep, and you don't want to waste that bark lead, because by the time you wake up in the morning and get back to that lead, that one's dead.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's kind of like, I just set the rule of I don't contact anyone past 8 p.m.
Yes.
I also don't call anyone before 10 a.m. because my brain's just not,
Fair enough. I agree with that. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah.
I like to have my coffee and my morning routine.
Uh-huh.
So I set that rule. And then in between, yes, there are like leads that are past 8 p.m. Of course. And they're Australian, and they're also, if you choose to do United States, of course. It's kind of like, I just allow other people to have those because I'm not interested.
Yeah, fair enough.
And then in terms of contacting people, for example, my today's workload, I've called 6 people. 6 people of that, 2 people answered. And those 2 calls would have probably been maybe 6 minutes each.
And you're sending out emails as well, I believe?
Yeah, so with Bark, it's easier for me to show you guys when you set it up, but when I buy so I say, okay, I want to buy that Bark lead. Maybe let's call him John. I go and I say, yes, tick the box. I want to buy him. After that, Bark asks me, do you want to send an automated email? I say, yes, I tick that box.
Yes.
So it doesn't take much time. It's just it's just an extra box I have to tick. So yeah, I am sending them, but it's fast.
The average price, I guess it depends on your industry, but the average price of a lead might be between what and what? Any idea?
Or it's hard to say that.
Yes.
So,
depend on the service, right?
Yeah, it does depend on the service. I could tell you for exactly what my account is. So I think I want to say I get 120 credits.
Yes.
In my packet when I buy the credit packet.
Mm-hmm.
Most leads that I buy are 6 credits. So we go 120 divided by 6. That's just mine, though those are my filters. So everyone else will be different, of course.
Yes.
So I'm looking at 20 responses, give or take.
And the total cost of that package was approximately?
I want to say $230 Australian.
Wow, yeah, because I'm used to this platform. I used to spend a mere $6,000 a week on Google. I'm a serious punter. I don't muck around. I'm Hitler. I want to dominate. So I spent 6,000 a week, but I got a return of $5 million a year.
Worth it? Yes.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the other thing I found, it depends on your skill set. I never found anyone in my team in 20 years who could ever match me, but I own the company, so I care. My hit rate was about 1 in 3. And I always put it down to this, being crudely, I always said, one was an idiot, didn't know what they wanted, and I was just wasting my time. That's a bit sad. The second one was a ditherer. He had to go and ask his mother, and he might come back, be nice to him or her. They may come back. And the third one was like you, they'd seen the website, they knew what they wanted to hand the money over now. So basically my conversion rate was 1 in 3, and it stayed there all the time. Yeah, sometimes a little bit better, but never worse. Make sense? Because you can't get them all, no matter how good you are.
Yeah, of course not.
That's me done, guys. Thanks.
So Nick, I know there's a question in the chat that I saw from Jenny, and there's also Nicola has got a hand up. I don't know, you can organize who's next, and Con.
Nick, you're on mute.
Of course I am. All right, let's go with Jenny, shall we?
Okay, so Jenny in the chat, I'll just read the one I can see.
She's on screen now. Did you want to talk, Jenny, or?
Yep, that's fine. So my question, sorry, was just around the pricing. So number one, are the customers expecting to pay within a certain price range? And is there a limit on what you can charge as a service provider?
No, there is no limit. Sorry, I was just writing down a note to myself for later. Ignore me. So no, there's no limit to what you can charge. It's literally a matter of, so with it, depending on your industry, you might attract like a certain clientele. So depending on the thing, from person to person, from job to job, some will attract people that are in their early 20s. Some people will, by their service, will attract people that are in their 30s or 40s or 50s. So in terms of your question, if you were to, say to someone in their 20s to like early 20s to pay a really expensive product, you'd probably get a lot of rejections because they don't have that disposable income. So no, to answer your question, there is no limit. You can charge whatever you want. What I recommend is continue charging exactly what you've been charging up until this point, if you choose to do it, and then just take it by ear. So listen to their feedback. So my favorite rule is if you get 5 yeses in a row, that means you're potentially charging too cheap. And if you want, you can increase the price. Whereas if you're getting people saying, oh, I can't afford that, and you get, 3 or 5 in a row, then if you want to, it would be about reducing the price to make it more affordable, or even just reducing the first session cost to get them in the door.
Great, thank you.
No worries.
Awesome. So Nicola, then Con, then Deb, Deborah, then that's probably it before we wrap up tonight. So Nicola, floor is yours.
Hi, I have been signed up to Bark for about 6 months or more, and I haven't had any success so far. I've done all the filtering. I've probably had, I suppose, half a dozen that have almost got there, but yeah, I really struggle with the level of clients or potential clients that are coming through. That there's been a lot of tire kickers, and even when I choose the want ready to hire now option, how do you? I mean, you've said only go for the ones that have no one else has signed up for, so the ones with 0 on the. Do you know what I mean? The ones that have not had anyone else contact them yet, so that's fine. But is there anything else that you would suggest we look for before we buy a lead to avoid the tire kickers?
Yeah, good question. What's your business? Sorry.
So I do small business videos, and I also do websites.
Okay. So pretty much, honestly, the only piece of feedback I could say is, if I'm just completely honest, is I would want to hear their response on the phone as to why they say something, because to me, it's kind of, without looking at the filters, I can't actually give you an answer to that. I'm sorry. So yeah, if you were open to recording one of the calls, I'm more than happy to actually just listen to it, because there would be two things I'd be wanting to listen to. I'd be wanting to listen to, was there more rapport needed at the start? Because people only buy if they know, like, and trust you. Sometimes I've spoken to people that are more mute personalities, and I had trouble at first because they were really quiet on the phone. I said, this is the program. And they were like, oh, I don't know, I'll think about it. And they were very quiet. When I actually changed the script to get them to open up and talk more and, you know, express themselves more, that's when I found they booked in more. So first of all, is there enough rapport would be my first question. And then second of all, when they say no, there's different types of no's. So is it a flat out no, or is it a no because?
Yeah, quite often it's a no because they don't want to pay the price that is the going rate. Yeah, so that they are not looking for a quality product, in my opinion, and I don't charge high rates. And that's my concern with Bark. I mean, I'm in New Zealand. Maybe it's a New Zealand issue. Maybe you've been lucky in Australia and you haven't had this, but I'm also paying between 25 and 30 credits for each lead. So I've spent over $400 so far and had no return.
Yeah.
Which is not ideal. I did have a call today with someone who I think maybe will go through, but I've had so many that I've thought maybe. It's just, I'm quite intrigued. I'm determined to get one. I'm determined not to give up until I get one.
Yeah, it's sounding to me, that maybe they don't see the value that you're providing. And because people will sometimes, use it as a smoke screen excuse that I can't afford it. But really what they're kind of saying is, in the conversation, they haven't received, and that might be them, they haven't received like a complete understanding of why it's really good for their money. So yeah, if I'd be curious, I don't want to ask you now because everyone's here, but I'd be curious to know how much you're charging, just so I can kind of know, compared to other people. I'd be interested to know, what's your script? Like what is the phone? So if you want to send that to me, you're more than welcome, and I can
Sure. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I've been in business a long time, and I've done a lot of cold calling and stuff in the past, and so I think my script is okay, but I'm happy to send it. Yeah, no, I'd be pleased to see what you think. Yeah, that'd be cool.
If there's something I can notice, I'll say it. If there's nothing I can say, then I'll just let you know.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
No worries.
Excellent.
Cool.
All right, what we might do is let's move to the prize draw, and we'll start on the line afterwards. We've got Con and Debbie here as well to ask a question. Let's do the prize draw now, so those that do need to slip away can slip away, and then we'll sort of finish off with questions and answers. You're good with that? Sweet, excellent. All right, Jacqui. So what's our prize draw that we've got up for tonight?
Yes. So, Nick, if you're happy for me to just add to it, because I just want to add a little bit more value to it. So I did this same webinar this morning. It was 3 hours though, so it was a lot more detail. So the replay of that, which people are paying for, is the prize. Plus, I'll also do a free 20-minute call with you if you want it, just to, if you have any questions. So yeah, just to add to it, because I feel like it.
Awesome.
I can tell people have a lot of questions.
Excellent. All right. Well, we do have a special way to draw it, and we've got everybody's name in our wheel of names. Just remember, you need to be here to win. So if anyone's disappeared and their name gets drawn, then we get to redraw it again. All right, so let's spin the wheel. Virtual drum roll, please. Banging on your desks. And our winner tonight is Mr. Craig Lee. Craig, are you still here? He is indeed. Look at that.
I certainly am.
Excellent. Well, you're our happy winner tonight. So what we'll do is we'll connect you with Jacqui tomorrow by email. So just check your email there, and then you can organise that prize and the console.
Excellent. Thanks, Nick. Thanks, Jacqui. I actually sent Jacqui an email about 5 minutes ago. So brilliant.
Well, there you go. Excellent. Oh, well, you've got her email address, so you can sort of sort it out between yourselves then. Fantastic. Excellent. All right. So if you do need to go, you can go. But we've got a couple of other questions as well too. So Con, the floor is yours.
Hey, good day, Jacqui. I was intrigued you started the webinar where you actually positioned Bark by saying that it doesn't work. That got me thinking. So I'm a bit of a research person. So while you're talking, I went and researched, got into 3 sites. Bark is very, very, very lowly rated. It's one of the worst ratings on G2. It's one of the worst ratings on productreview.com. Just curious why you think that is. And you know, we've got you here today, probably a spokesman for Bark in some way or other. Just curious as to why does it get such a bad rap with the majority of the most prominent websites in the world, and why you think it's successful?
Yeah, good question. So the reason, just to add, the reason I included in the slides is I wanted to be transparent, and just be like, this exists, these opinions exist. So the reason I think a lot of people think it's a scam, or a lot of people think it doesn't work, is just from my experience. So for example,
No. RJ, what are you doing to me? Come on, RJ.
Jeff, I don't
Hang
know
on.
if you know you're
Sorry,
on.
We'll just
Sorry.
mute you, Jeff.
Like, what's RJ up to? So
You've just been told off publicly.
so pretty much I was just a quick story just to explain, literally really quick. At my brother's baby shower, they've just had a beautiful girl. I was speaking with my auntie. She's a business coach, and I told her, I was just saying, you know, how great Bark has been for me, because we were speaking business stuff. And she literally said to me that she thinks it's a waste of money. She said to me, I tried it. They're all tire kickers. It doesn't work. And this is my auntie, so this is family. So I started asking her, like, it didn't make any sense. Why is my experience good and why is hers not? But it's my auntie, so I had the opportunity to kind of question her and drill her to find out the answers. So I asked her just some questions. I was like, pretty much a quiz, shot by a quiz of questions. I said, okay, so when you bought a lead, when did you call them? And she was like, oh, you know, like, she'd be like hours after, or she would say, I didn't call them at all. And I'm thinking, okay, well, that's a problem. Then I asked her, I was like, so what leads did you buy? And she was like, just any of them. And I'm like, well, that's a problem. And then I was like, okay, were you using the templates? And she's like, oh no, I hadn't got to, using them. And she's really great. She's really great at her service. It's just, it's kind of like, with that Venn diagram before, I think the reason why Bark doesn't work for a lot of people, but it worked for me, is because you've got to remember, I've been doing marketing and teaching sales for the past 6 years. So I kind of went on to Bark being like a kid in a candy shop. Like, I'm like, oh, look at all this opportunity. And I already had the marketing scripts. I already had the templates of what to say. I already had the sales scripts. Already had the follow-up strategy. So it was pretty easy for me and just exciting. So I think that's the reason it doesn't work for some. It's not knowing how to utilize it. Another thing that a lot of people don't know with Bark is if you get, a person who is a fake lead, that exists. Sometimes, maybe not even fake, sometimes they put the false number. like that exists. Sometimes people will fill out a form and do the wrong number because they don't want to be called. If you get a bark lead like that, all you need to do is screenshot the proof that it didn't go through, or, you know, I'll show you how to do it, but screenshot that it doesn't work and send it to the bark support team on Gmail, and then they'll refund you those credits. My auntie didn't know that was something they could do. So it's kind of like, yeah, the reason some people made it work and didn't is simply we got the same leads. I had a different approach.
Thanks, Jacqui.
It's all right.
All right, Debbie, you're up.
Oh,
And
hello,
you're probably-
Jacqui. Yo, am I? Yeah, I'm right. Couple of questions. Just with how you promote yourself, do you put out like package offers, or do you?
You've just gone on mute, Debbie, while you're speaking.
Okay, I didn't touch anything. I didn't think. Do you? Okay, so when you're putting out what your service is, do people tend to search by the service like NLP? They know they want that, or hypnotherapy, or is it packages or particular outcomes that you're promoting? What is it that you think attracts people in those filters?
With bark.
With you, with your service, when you said NLP before, because I'm a life coach, and so I, you know, do a lot of those things that you're talking about. I just wondered, are people searching for NLP or, or
So
outcomes?
I've got a 6-step sales script that I customize from person to person, which is a bit sneaky, but it works. So yes, I do change it from person to person. And so sometimes people will come through hypnotherapy. There'll be hypnotherapy for something though. Maybe it's quit smoking, depression, something. Sometimes people will come in through counseling for anxiety, or counseling for life coaching. NLP isn't actually a listed service on Bark, so it's not through that. And when I speak to them, like this is, as soon as, because I choose the leads, I see they've already put out the form. They've already submitted it. I choose whether I want to contact them. So when I decide I want to contact someone, I call them immediately, and then I customize my 6-step sales pitch to that person. So it pretty much, so I'll say, so first of all, you say program. So I'll say the program is called, and if it's an anxiety client, I'll be like anxiety therapy. It's a hypnotherapy client, I'll be like, the program is called hypnotherapy for quit smoking.
Yeah,
It's the
use
same
their
word.
words. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, using their words.
Rapport, yes.
Yeah, exactly. Because then I showed this to a client the other day. She loved it, because then pretty much they're just hearing this is right for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then most of the words in the program are similar. And then I'll be like, it includes 3 sessions. They're 60 minutes on Zoom. You'll also get the anxiety treatment workbook, or I might be like, you'll also get the hypnotherapy quit smoking meditation. So I'll just say the same 6 things with slightly changed keywords.
Yeah, that's great. And so is there a cost for signing up in the start, or is it just that you pay when you buy a lead, or you buy the credits as such? Is that, like, is there a limit to what you start with?
Yeah, so they've got a starter pack. It was a while ago, so I can't remember exactly the price. It's cheaper than what I pay now, so it's at a discounted rate. So yes, you do need to, when you sign up, you do need to buy a starter pack. So we'll have about 120 credits in it. And pretty much, yeah, I don't know if there's really any other alternatives there for you. And they do have the get hired guarantee. So it's just double check before you buy it though, because that's what it's been up until this date. But it's a matter of, if you go through all of those credits, you don't get one, they refund all of those credits and you can start again, because they want you to be hired.
Yep. And through your offer, that doesn't include Bark, does it? That's just your support with Bark?
Yeah.
And so, okay. All right, thank you. That's been fabulous. Thanks, Nick.
Excellent. Oh, thank you very much. All right, well, that is our session for tonight. So let's give Jacqui a huge virtual round of applause. Say thank you. Yeah, awesome session there, and it's good to be profiling an app and your success with the app and the success that you had with your challenge. So that took a lot of courage to do that. So definitely applaud you with that. And thank goodness it all worked out, eh?
Yeah, no, right? Like, I don't know why I do that.
Nothing like putting yourself on the line there. All right, for those of you that want to watch this again, it will be up on the Smashco YouTube channel tomorrow. We'll drop the link into chat. Best thing to do is to go and subscribe to the YouTube channel and click the bell after you subscribe. You'll see a little bell that appears. If you click that, then you'll be notified as soon as the replay is up there. Feel free to tell others about it and share that as well too, or go and watch it yourself. And I think, and if you're not a member of the Business Owners Smashing Online Facebook page, go and join that because you'll get all of the announcements of the other events coming up, and some of the apps and tools, or the apps and tools that we share will also be there as well too. So once again, thank you everyone for coming along tonight. Thank you particularly to Jacqui for jumping on and being our guest speaker tonight. Sensational session, and look forward to seeing you all next week. And good luck with the Bark platform. Look forward to seeing you all fully booked. Have a great night.